Hi guys, it is Aoife from Fred We See Died Laughing and I'm here with another June weekly wrap up. I managed to read 3 books this week. I kind of slowed down my reading this week a bit as I read so much last week. I kind of felt a little bit read out, so I kind of slowed down my reading. I didn't really push myself too much, so I did get 3 books finished just about, and I am happy with everything I read and I'll tell you all about them now. So the first book that I finished this week was King of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is the second book in the Broken Empire trilogy. The first book was Prince of Thorns, which I read a couple of weeks ago, and this is just basically following on with Jorg, who is the main character in this and who was the main protagonist in the last book as well. And obviously I can't say too much about this one or Emperor of Thorns, which I also finished this week, but all I can say is that I really enjoyed going back and visiting this world again and just renewing myself with the story, as it had been a couple of years since I'd read it last, and I just really wanted to read it again, and I did enjoy myself while reading it. I gave all books 4 out of 5 stars. There is a particular scene in King of Thorns of a really horrible act of animal cruelty against a dog, and it's very graphic and it's very upsetting, and I remember that from the last time that I was really upset when I was reading that. So, and I've never been able to forget it. It's something I've always remembered that happens in these books. And with everything going on this week with the Yulin Dog Meat Festival and knowing that 10,000 dogs are being tortured and eaten this week, it was definitely not something I wanted to read again. So I actually knew it was coming up when I realised I was at that section where that scene was going to happen. I skipped forward 2 or 3 pages until it was over and I didn't have to read it. So I didn't force myself to read it this time, which I'm happy with, because I obviously already have never been able to forget that particular scene. I didn't want to renew it in my head, all the horrible things that I might have forgotten about it. So I didn't need it again. But overall, apart from that, this is a really good book series. 4 out of 5 stars for everything, 4 out of 5 stars for the whole series, and I'm looking forward to going on and reading the spin-off series, which is the Prince of Fools and the Red Queen's War, I think the series is called. So I'm looking forward to going and reading those now. And then the next book that I read as well was The Girl with All the Gifts by Carrey. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for ages, and I finally got from the library, and then the day before I knew I was going to read it, the trailer for the movie came out, because I'm trying to do the Pop Sugar Challenge 2016 this year. I haven't gotten a lot read from it, but one of the challenges is to read a book that's turning into a movie, and this was going to be my choice for that. So now I've done that, so I'm happy. I will probably try and do a video of just the challenges and what books they've read and what books I want to read for that coming up to the end of the year. So I'll have to get onto that. But basically this is about kind of a survivor story, and it's about a young girl called Melanie, and she is in this kind of weird army compound, and all we know is that she takes these lessons every day. She is strapped into a chair, so she doesn't really know why, but the soldiers kind of strap her into a chair so she can never really touch anyone. And then we know that she's been taught by this really lovely teacher called Miss Justina, and she really loves Miss Justina, and she kind of wants Miss Justina to be kind of like a mother to her. And we know that there is something called hungries outside, which are obviously, some sort of plague of something called hungries. And there is a scientist in this. There's obviously the army compound, and then Miss Justina and Melanie's relationship, and that all kind of get explored throughout the whole book, and we kind of figure out what's happening in the world. It's set in the UK. We kind of figure out what is happening, what the scientist is trying to do, what Melanie's role and everything is, why she's a little bit special, and I really enjoyed it. And from what I can see from the trailer, the movie looks like it's going to be really similar, and there's like a little bit at the back of this where just the author is talking about his adventure in writing the book and kind of his thoughts and stuff. And from what I've gathered, I think he was writing the screenplay for the movie at the same time that he was writing the book. So because it kind of sparked off from a short story he had written, and he decided to expand it, so he was writing the both of them at the same time. And from what I can see, the movie's going to be really similar to the book, so that is good. I'm really looking forward to it now, because I did really enjoy this, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't give it 5 stars just because I don't think I enjoyed it as much as a lot of other people do. A lot of other people have raved about it, but there were definitely kind of some parts in this where I was a little bit bored. There wasn't much happening, and as survivor stories go, I think I've read better ones where there's just been a little bit more excitement going on. But this was good, and obviously getting so much of it from Melanie's point of view when she's only about 10, 11 years old. That was pretty interesting as well, and just seeing her point of view and things. So yeah, I definitely recommend this for anyone who's looking for a survivor kind of story and who is looking to read it before the movie comes out. So that is everything that I finished this week. I'm currently in the middle of a buddy read of Vicious by VE Schwab with Brit over at Brit Reads. So we're about the last little quarter of it now. I only have that much left. I am enjoying it. I don't love it as much as everyone else does, but it is fun. It is a fun read. It reminds me a lot more of Misfits than it does X-Men, because a lot of people are saying like it's kind of like a little bit like X-Men, but for me it reminds me of the Channel 4 show Misfits. But yeah, I am enjoying it and I can't wait to see what happens at the end, because I just feel like there's going to be a big showdown and I'm excited for that. And then another book that I started today is The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. This, from what I've gathered, is about a girl who is in Regency London and she kind of gets sucked into this kind of demon hunting club, I think. But I haven't gotten quite far enough. I'm about 120 pages in, and so far so good. I am enjoying it and I can't wait to kind of dig my teeth into this maybe later tonight and get a good chunk of it read. So yeah. So that's everything that I have read and everything that I am reading, and please let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you guys are reading. If you've read any good books lately, please recommend some to me, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.